and wounded Palestinians are getting out, crossing into Egypt after being stuck in Gaza for weeks as Israel wages war against Hamas following last month's terror attack. But not everyone can go yet, including a U.S. citizen who tells Fox's Trey Yingst Israel it's
time for the American administration to take us back home. The situation in Gaza Strip, it's getting worse.
She's inside Gaza with her 10-year-old son. She says he was on the list to leave through the Rafah crossing today, but she was not. So she's not going to send him across alone with no one to meet him on the other side.
Now in Gaza, Hamas claims Israel is hitting a refugee camp with airstrikes a second day. It's alleged hundreds of deaths and injuries are there. Israel says it's targeting militants operating in that camp and has killed a top Hamas commander. After weeks of pro-Palestinian protests on college campuses,
the FBI arrested a suspect who they say was behind very graphic online threats to kill Jewish students at Cornell University. According to the Department of Justice, 21-year-old Patrick Dye, a junior at Cornell, was charged with posting threats to kill using interstate communications.
That's Fox's Bill Malugin. A hearing in Colorado will continue a third day in a lawsuit attempting to block former President Trump from being on that state's 2024 election ballot, alleging his conduct leading up to the Capitol riot disqualifies the former president under a Civil War-era provision in the Constitution's 14th Amendment. There are similar cases looming in Michigan and Minnesota. Meanwhile, Donald Trump Jr. will testify today at a civil fraud trial.
The $250 million lawsuit filed by New York Attorney General Letitia James accuses the former president, Don Jr., and Eric Trump, as well as the Trump Organization executives, of purposely inflating the value of Trump's net worth by billions in order to get better deals on insurance and loan rates.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Please welcome to the stage. Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
President Biden will take a trip today, but not to a big city. A small one, south of Minneapolis, touting Bidenomics as polls keep showing most Americans don't approve of how he's handled the economy.
The president will tour Dutch Creek Farms in Northfield, Minnesota, a stop on what the administration has dubbed the Investing in Rural America series.
The president's going to hear directly from the American people, talk about what he's been doing.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says that includes highlighting legislation the administration says is creating good union-paying jobs. President Biden will announce $5 billion in new investments, including more than $1.5 billion in climate-smart agriculture practices, in more than $1 billion in regional conservation partnerships to enroll more farmers in the voluntary conservation programs. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures have been falling before the Federal Reserve's announcement expected to leave interest rates unchanged, this time after a series of rate hikes to fight inflation. At the World Series.
Now Seager to right center field, way back there. Seager does it again.
Joe Davis on Fox. Corey Seager's 2-run blast capping off a 5-run second inning for Texas. They follow that up with a 5-run third as they go on to top the Arizona Diamondbacks 11-7. The Rangers winning a record 10 straight away from home in these playoffs, a new postseason record. They can make it 11 Wednesday with a Game 5 victory while possibly locking up their first ever World Series title. Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
In the NFL, after a bunch of teams made deals swapping players for draft picks at yesterday's trade deadline, the Raiders fired their head coach, Josh McDaniels. Las Vegas also ousted general manager Dave Ziegler after a losing season last year under those two and a 3-5 start to 2023. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois landlord accused of stabbing a 6-year-old Muslim boy to death, pleading not guilty to all charges. Joseph Chuba entered not guilty in Will County Court. The charges stem from a knife attack earlier this month in Plainfield Township that killed Wadi al-Fayumi and left his mother hospitalized. Prosecutors say Chuba targeted the victims because of the Muslim faith. Illinois State Board of Education unveiling its Illinois Report Card. The state report card released annually to give oversight of information on schools across the state. Reports show the highest graduation rate in 13 years by the class of 2023. There was an increase in both English and math proficiency rates. As clocks are turned back November 5th, the American Red Cross encouraging everyone to also test whether home smoke alarms working in order. Over the past week, local Red Cross volunteers assisting 11 people involved in 6 house fires spanning Huron, Springfield, Centralia, Frankfort, and Vandalia. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, I won't ever underestimate kids if it's cold and windy for Halloween, because they went absolutely wow. It was all kinds of people last night trick-or-treating. How was it in Philo, Johnny?
Well, I mean, yeah, they were out in the golf carts and walking. We had, I think around 100 kids.
Oh, my gosh. Well, the golf carts do help. The modern-day small-town way to do this is a golf cart. Meteorologist Greg Solier brought to you this morning by Busey for over 150 years. Busey member FDIC. It was a cold trick-or-treat Halloween night, Solier, but the kids were not daunted. They were out and the parents looked like they were shivering.
Oh, man.
It was pretty tough out there, more or less doing the trick-or-treat thing in Thanksgiving mode around here, at least based on averages and normal weather and all that kind of stuff. And in some parts of our listing area, Gibson City had a little snow shower and flurry activity from time to time. They kind of coated some of the fields over there on occasion. And in my neck of the woods, they were out there in some of the blinding snow showers just to our and your north. So depending on your drive to get that candy in the bag, hopefully everyone had a good and safe and enjoyable time out there. A little nip in the air this morning, but this too shall pass. A nice turnaround temperatures expected later on this weekend. Into the weekend, a little rain in the forecast as well. Nothing big, and a quiet weather picture next week. 26 now at Willard and Savoy, 28 over Danville. Still some lingering cloud cover there. Has some lake snows into parts of north central Indiana, southwest lower Michigan currently. 27 at Bloomington Normal, 24 the colder spot over at Kankakee right now. St. Louis in at 29, over the Brickyard Inn at 29 degrees as well. So a quiet day's worth of weather. The winds will be down, sun will be out by and large. Some lingering clouds here in our eastern and southernmost listing areas for the next hour or two. And after that, highs to about 45. That's a little more of a disappointing high when we ought to be close to 60 this time of the year. But again, much lighter winds and the sunshine will sure help. Partly cloudy tonight, 29. Tomorrow mostly sunny, creasing southwest to south breeze. That's the right direction, and a high at about 51. 30s tomorrow night, partly sunny, windy, 57 on Friday. Weekend forecast, or maybe a shower in here late Saturday, more likely Saturday night, and then maybe a little shower activity late Sunday, more likely to Monday, Tuesday next week. Nothing heavy around here. Should be before then have opportunities to continue on with some degree of field work. 62 on Saturday, 64 on Sunday, Monday 63. Then we cool back into the lower 50s for highs the remainder of next week. For Steve Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate that. ESPN 93.3. We have Brother Johnny back in. You're headed out here today. You're leaving.
Yeah, we're going to mosey on down south and be a little warmer, but I think it's getting warmer here this weekend too. So,
former Champaign County board member Jim Goss has come to Philo. Nice to see you. Tall drink of water.
Happy to be here, as always.
And he's not. You look a little younger, by the way, in the last 30 days.
Feel a lot better.
Yeah. Well, we happen to have microphones at the Goss home on September 28th. We mic'd and videoed your home, and this is what we heard after Jim Goss got off the Champaign County board. Let's listen. From the classic What About Bob, Jim Goss is free. How long did you serve on the county?
Like 7.5 years.
So. Okay, so your decision to get off was?
Mostly personal. I've got one grandchild that I don't get to see enough, lives in Zionsville, Indiana, and I've got another one that's due in about 30 days. So just to see them. Also, we're trying to grow our business, and I need to devote more time there.
I understand. Well,
Well,
anyway.
you've served your time.
Well,
as
that's
I
right.
said.
Right. I term limited myself from the beginning, and it's just I was having trouble finding my replacement. And so, it's sad to leave constituent service, but it's great to not have 3 meetings a month.
Man, I'll tell you
Johnny.
what.
Oh, man. And these are not 10-minute meetings.
No, usually one of them was an hour to an hour and a half, but the other 2 could be 2.5 to 3 to 4 hours. So
I'll tell you what, it is a public service, I can tell you.
it is, and I have no issues with public service. I've served on several boards around Champaign County, and just the Champaign County Board was one of them. I'm all about public service. But
Well, you served well. We appreciate it very much. You're kind of the epitome of the candidate I'm looking for, somebody who will do it but not necessarily wants to do it for life. I like people that come and go because they serve their time, they do a great job, and then it's called service, and you did your service. So we were talking yesterday about windmills and eminent domain and things like that Governor J.B. Pritzker signed. What does it mean when I say windmills, solar, whatever, eminent domain? It means they can come take your land and put these on there?
Well, I think eminent domain is not there yet. But what I'm telling you is if we don't stand up now against this tyranny, it will be a problem. Right now, this legislation that just got passed in the dead of night via the lobby, the green energy lobby that paid for this, some of the most egregious things is they didn't limit the height on wind towers. So unlimited height, unlimited anything is a disaster. Why you would ever do that? As I drive into Philo this morning, I looked 9 miles to the south and I see the blinking towers.
Mm-hmm.
Those towers are just a little over 600 feet. The newest towers proposed in the United States right now are 825 feet. I'm sorry, ridiculous. I realize they're trying to make them more efficient, crank out more energy. Then they need less towers. Why do they need less towers? Because people don't want them. If I lived in those areas and you brought a wind farm to the area, it doesn't hurt the value of the farmland. I've bought farms with wind towers on them for clients. We actually think it adds value to the farm. But if I live there, it destroys the value of my house because who in the world wants to live there?
Yeah.
I don't want to look at the blinking and I don't want to hear the wish of the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, Champaign County Board needs to say no to this.
Can they?
They can, absolutely.
Will they?
Well, right now they need, as far as I know, they still need 17 votes to get it to pass, and they don't have 17 votes.
Pass to allow it?
To allow it.
Okay, so
we have an existing wind and solar
All right.
ordinances, so they can follow
you
those.
have to get, actually in this case you'd need a Republican.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and at least the county board we're still at a point where they do have a say, because that's going to be next when the state says even the county board can't do anything about it.
Well, and that's, listen, I said this, I went in, I was off the board for 15 days and I went back. and I said, I bet you didn't expect to see me so soon.
The Tom Brady of the county board.
Exactly. I'm back. But the issue is, if you cave at this, then why do we need a Champaign County board?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to let it be called in the city of Chicago what we do in the rest of the state, then why have a board at any county level? There's no reason whatsoever.
So based on what you just said, Jim Goss, at this point it's not going to pass. And so I
don't believe it is, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, you
We
never
haven't
know.
got to the
All
vote.
right.
The vote is at the county board meeting this month, which is probably the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
So people could call their member of the county.
They could
go to the county board meeting, speak in public participation. You have 5 minutes.
Okay.
I would love nothing more than there to be an hour of public participation, because it's the rural people have heard from their voters. The people, the John Farney and the Aaron Esri, who are the representatives for this district, have heard overwhelming that they should not pass this.
Okay.
It's my district as well. They're trying to push a new wind farm in Rantoul.
Why would you Why would you do that on some of the best land in the state?
In the world, actually.
Well, and here's the issue. So a wind tower is ugly to look at and it's terrible. But I know, because of the land that I manage, they want 5,000 acres of solar in Hensley Township. They've told me that. Multiple, I get a letter a day.
Yeah.
Now from these people trying to suck people in. They're up to about $2,000 an acre.
What?
Which the money's real.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it's
But
not
do you
real.
know-
It's not from solar energy. It's
Right.
from our tax dollars. Well, it's from the entered money they're making, and it's not going to pay for that. And
Exactly. The only reason they're doing it, it's the government subsidies
Exactly.
at the federal and the state who closed the power plants to force us to have green energy just to replace what we need. And that's the problem. But 5,000 acres, you know what 5,000 acres of corn does?
That's a lot of acres.
food.
It's 1.2 million bushels of corn, which will feed 70,000 people for 1 year, the amount of chicken that they eat. The average American eats 100 pounds of chicken, and 1.2 million bushels of corn will feed 70,000 people for a year. Why do we want to cover it up? Because by the way, those leases are 25, 35, and 45 to 50 years long.
But if it's $2,000 an acre and
Yeah,
cash
but
rent's
the
getting
point is-
$400 an acre, that's
Right.
a lot.
It's 5 times the income.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and that's the problem. I mean, I just think
That's ridiculous. I
Al-
never heard anything. What's their number, Jim? No. Look, I got to tell you, I object to it on multiple levels, starting with, first of all, the local should be the final say. And next, it doesn't make any sense from the standpoint of an efficient way to get energy when it costs so much more than what we've got. And third, the human contribution to climate change is not what's driving the latest warming period, which occurred in the Roman times, the Middle Ages, and we're still not as hot as those two periods.
I think some people would call, Johnny, they'd call you confused.
Okay, well, here's not confusion. Do you know what makes plants live?
Carbon emissions.
Photosynthesis. We need 6 carbon molecules, 6 CO2 molecules, and 6 water molecules. The plant takes it in, converts it to sugar and oxygen. If you get rid of CO2, plants die. If you have these big pipelines where we're going to run CO2 from ethanol plants and sequester it in the ground, if those explode or have a major leak, the kill zone that everything dies, by the way, plants, animals, and humans around it, is said to be 4 to 6 miles, depending on the...
I mean, and it's all, it's just bad science. And
It's
we do
terrible.
know better than that.
We cleaned up the air the last time, and you know what we put on for corn and soybeans now to get maximum productivity? We have to add elemental sulfur because we cleaned up the air. I don't say that in a bad way. I'm okay with adding elemental sulfur. I can't add CO2 to a plant to make it grow.
I'll tell you.
Democratic response, misinformation, and mega.
Mega extremist.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a college.
Well,
college student extremist either.
Let's talk about some more science, which is these solar panels, which have the photosynthesis, whatever they do to turn the sunlight into electricity, which is great. But it uses rare earth element components. You're going to ruin the farmland forever. They'll probably not be in business by the time they're supposed to take those solar panels out. There'll be junk fields across the plains, and we'll lose our 1.2 million bushels.
So when they pay university professors to tell you this, what they tell you is in 50 years it'll be just like the Illinois prairie was before. Bunk, BS. The Illinois prairie, we grew up in what's called the tall grass prairie. That meaning it got taller than my head. A lightning strike, it burnt to the ground. It regenerated. It burnt to the ground. It regenerated. That's not going to happen under a solar panel because they're never going to let the grass get big.
Well,
it's not going to be that.
It's just it will pollute the area because of the coatings and through the years and things breaking. And then again, I can show you the oil platforms that they were going to take out once the well was dry. and make it better than when they started, they're still out there rusting away.
And you know what they got rid of in the last legislative session that they didn't pass? New nuclear. The new nuclear that is safe. It's got less.
No,
less
you're right.
And that's the future. The future
is the clean way to go, and we can live with that. And we do have the technology. France has 80% nuclear. Right. The French, they're good engineers. They're good.
Right.
They've got some issues, but they're good engineers.
All right. So the way forward is get active in your government in Champaign County and make sure that they don't take the farmland for solar or windmill. And if you're going to do that, you're going to have to stand up and speak out.
Yes. If you've never thought about advocating and you feel strongly about this, get to the Champaign County Board here at the end of November. Find out when the date is. Sorry that I don't have it today. I'm not on the board anymore. But get there. I'll be there to speak against it. And again, I'm all for private property rights. If somebody wants to do it, we just talked about it, $2,000, you want to do it, that's fine. That's your choice. But if you don't stand up to Chicago now and J.B. Pritzker, eminent domain will be here before you know it. And then you won't be able to stand up.
Well, they did that with the big old power lines.
Oh, of course they
eminent
did.
domain, and they paid a little for it.
Yes, they did.
But that was like, here it comes. We're going to do that.
Well, I got a question as far as the state goes, because this is for the greater good. Who's guaranteeing the 25 years? 7 years from now, they're all bankrupt. Who's going to pay for the land or clean it up?
Well,
and then you have your land out, and you can't do anything with it. And you thought you were doing this for future generations, but
by the way, we had those reclamation basically in the legislation. They've got it in there. It is in there. It's weaker than what we had in Champaign County.
It doesn't matter how strong it is, Jim. It's not happening. I can show you the platforms.
Yes,
you should have seen what the language there. And you're going to do this, and if you don't, blah blah. And it's like, nah.
Yeah,
it's like making a treaty with the Indians. Wait a minute, there's gold over there. Forget the treaty.
Yeah, these companies, we know these renewable energy companies, the person who signs it up is rarely the person who even sees the operation day.
No, they sell it off.
Right. It sells 3-4 times before you ever get to the end.
And back to the history of this type of thing, which was certainly offshore oil platform. Shell, Exxon, Mobil, BP. None of them own any of those platforms. It's like 7 generations down the line, and that 7th one's gone, the 6th one's gone, and now you got to work it. Theoretically, they have to get them, so maybe in 20 years. But
hey, you can put all the wind towers you want to in Champaign County as soon as you put them in the middle of Lake Michigan, right off the shore of Chicago.
Yeah, right. And Martha's Vineyard.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Let's put it off Martha's Vineyard. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Jimmy, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you serving on the Champaign County Board for 7.5 years. We note that you are looking much better than 30 days ago. Less stress, but still
absolutely
very much for your county and served your time. So we thank you for that, and thanks for coming in and kind of explaining all this stuff.
Always glad to be here. I said I'm not going to be any less of a pain. You're just not going to. They get to limit me to 5 minutes now as opposed to 20 minutes. So.
No, when Jim Goss speaks, people listen.
I don't know. It's like Jim Goss Unleashed.
Yeah,
it's
good stuff. Good stuff.
I like it a lot more.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. ESPN 93.5. It is 7:24. Back with more in a moment.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs, and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth. Since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report. JetBlue says it was hit by staggering delays because of weather in the summer quarter. The airline lost money in the period. JetBlue is also expecting to report a loss for the current quarter. Caterpillar's earnings topped expectations. The heavy equipment company says it's seeing strong demand for its high-end construction equipment. The government infrastructure project is resulting in upgrades to roads, railways, and other transportation. It's also seeing demand from customers in oil and gas, defense, and other areas. Apple shares are lower. The company introduced new MacBook Pro and iMac computers at its Monday event, along with 3 new chips to power them. And Anheuser-Busch InBev saw a small improvement in its recent quarter. The stock is up 3%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
5 inches of rain by tomorrow.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
Fleetwood Mac Rumors is coming to the Virginia Theater on November 15th.
Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, the world's finest tribute to Fleetwood Mac, returns to the stage at the Virginia Theater Wednesday, November 15th. Founding member Mick Fleetwood actually endorsed Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, channeling the spirit of Fleetwood Mac, performing hits like Go Your Own Way and Dreams and Rhiannon.
Get your tickets now at thevirginia.org.
Make plans to pop into Pia's at 1609 West Springfield Avenue for happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday with 16-ounce drafts, just $3.25. Well drinks, $4. Taco Tuesdays, get you big tacos for $2.50. $2 off on tequila shots and margaritas, $5. Get Mexican beers for $4 each. Go south of the border on Tuesdays at Pia's. Then there's Whiskey Wednesdays and karaoke a few times a month on Fridays with $4 Fireball shots. Pia's is the place to party any day of the week.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
All right, sports. Looks like the World Series is going to be over. Texas wins their 10th straight road game without a loss in the playoffs. That's never happened in baseball.
11-7 over Arizona.
It's now 3-1. Mm-hmm. Game 5 tonight, I think.
That's right.
And is that on the road, Game 5?
Yeah, okay. Or is it back in Texas?
I don't know. I didn't.
I mean, it's just. But the story is, how can a road team go undefeated on the road in the playoffs and World Series? Never happened.
Right.
That's just amazing.
So we'll have Illinois and Minnesota at 2:30 on Saturday, and we know the Veterans Day 11-11 is at 11 a.m. against Indiana at Memorial Stadium. Tonight we'll have the Pacers and Celtics in action, and the Bulls and Dallas Mavericks go at it. We'll have Illinois volleyball against Northwestern tonight.
Unbeatable prices.
And we have NFL action with Montez Sweat is coming to the Bears.
Going to the Bears, and he's from
the
Washington.
Commanders.
Don't know about Montez.
Right.
I don't know much about that. But there were a few trades. Chase Young, Vaughn Young's nephew, was traded from the Washington Commanders to the San Francisco 49ers. They had another pass rusher out in San Francisco.
I got you.
Those are the big names.
They think they need one right now. For some reason, they're 0-3 the last 3 games.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So Bears will be in New Orleans on Sunday at noon. So we got an eye on that game.
Yeah, we'll be watching that one.
Hey, we got John Putner, a great guy from Milwaukee, coming up next. ESPN on 93.5.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com. I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. A claim from the Hamas-run government that Israel strikes residential buildings again in a Gaza refugee camp for a second straight day, leaving many casualties. Al Jazeera television reporting from northern Gaza, airing footage of the rubble and wounded people, including children, being brought to a nearby hospital. The Rafah crossing, leading people out of Gaza into Egypt, opened for the first time since the outbreak of the war.
It's great news that this crossing is open, not only to get injured Palestinians and vulnerable elderly people that need medical attention out, but also those foreign citizens.
Fox's Trey Yanks in southern Israel, the deal put together by Qatar with several nations, including the U.S. Court date today for 21-year-old Patrick Dye, a Cornell University junior accused by the feds of posting violent threats against fellow students who are Jewish. And Donald Trump Jr. set to testify at his family's $250 million civil fraud trial in Manhattan. America is listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Authorities investigating a pair of fires over the weekend in Champaign. First, inside an apartment Sunday at 1210 Providence Circle. The cause not released. The second broke out less than 2 hours later at a home on Rolling Acres Drive. The cause was accidental. Good news, nobody hurt in either fire. Authorities investigating a shooting that left a teen from Rantoul wounded in Urbana. They say a 17-year-old boy found shot Friday near the intersection of South Curtis Drive and East Florida Avenue. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. So far, no arrests have been made. Urbana police recovered several drugs and a stolen firearm during a morning traffic stop Monday at the intersection of University Avenue and Orchard Street. The driver identified as 19-year-old Danielle Huffman and the passenger, 54-year-old Robert Hunter. Both occupants were from the city of Rantoul. No word on their charges. We'll keep you up to date on that. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm John Miller.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hi, I'm Champaign County Clerk Aaron Ammons. Voting is a civic duty and responsibility that I work every day to protect and enhance as your county clerk. You have a choice to vote in person or by mail. The data shows that vote by mail is the most efficient way to vote. There are many reasons why, and here are a few. Instead of using your tax dollars for physical space and buying more election equipment, vote by mail allows us to reduce election costs. VBM increases overall voter turnout, and there's no need to schedule time off work or find transportation to cast your ballot. Just follow the step-by-step guidance we mail to you, fill out your ballot, and mail it back to our office. It's that easy. If you use one of the drop boxes located throughout the county, there's no charge for postage. Other states have universal VBM elections, and they see the savings and higher voter turnout we deserve. I strongly encourage you all to sign onto the permanent vote by mail list and vote from the comforts of your home. Go to ChampaignCountyClerkIL.gov and sign up now.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity in this first day in November. A sunny, cold one. Afternoon temperatures to about 45 degrees. A light northwest to westerly breeze will come around southwest for the afternoon. We'll bottom out tonight with a few clouds to 29. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, becoming breezy. Southwest to south wind on the increase at 12 to 22 and gusty, up to about 51. 30s tomorrow night, partly sunny, windy for the day on Friday. Highs to about 57 on a gusty south wind. Milder still over the weekend with a high temperature of near 62 on Saturday. Could be an isolated shower late in the day, but more likely Saturday night. Sunday into Monday, some occasional shower activity. Highs up to 64 on Sunday. Monday highs 63. We'll cool back into the lower 50s. A lingering threat for some rainfall here on Tuesday morning. Then a partly sunny, quiet weather pattern for the second half of next week. But again, temperature readings averaging out a few degrees below average with lower 50s by day, 30s at night for the second half of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Okay, thank you, Greg. ESPN 93.5. It is the 1st of November. Don't they call this All Saints Day? I think that's what it is.
Oh, that's true.
All Saints Day. We need more saints. We need to pray more. There are so many things going on in the world. The interesting dynamic of trick-or-treating last night was in our neighborhood, we generally get vans full of people, and they just come out 10 at a time.
Yeah.
So they're not from the neighborhood, but that's fine. And it was just interesting. Just some of the dynamics of all the different people. And it was, Johnny, it was so cold. The parents were the one that weren't dressed. Parents just they looked like they were freezing.
Well, they were out there with the kids, and I think everybody had a good time. I don't know if some of the littler ones did it for very long.
No, I don't think they did.
They might have.
And they had cars that actually going door to door and stuff.
Yeah.
So, John Pudner, how are you?
Good. I'm waiting for Marquette to come down to Champaign in a couple of weeks for basketball.
My, how good is your team at Marquette, John Pudner? How good are they, man? They're ranked 5th in the country. Man, they're good.
Still 1 point underdog, though. They're on the Illini.
Fifth is 4 rankings lower than the team we just beat, Steve. So come on down. Come on down.
That's my brother Johnny. It's John Pudner on the Tammuz Joint phone line. I am Stevie J. John's the president of Take Back Action Fund. He was the Bush 2000 aide, the only person in U.S. history to run a campaign defeating a majority leader in the primary. Who was that again, John?
That was Eric Cantor. He was about to become speaker.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Now, why did you primary him?
Well, we thought he'd gotten a little out of touch with the district. You know, he was doing the national thing to raise money and thought he wasn't paying attention back to my original hometown of Richmond, Virginia. So we took him on.
And so John spent time in the swamp, figured he needed a good hot bath and a Milwaukee resident, and look where he is now. Okay, so apparently President Biden was upset that the New York Times are screaming the headlines, Israel bombs a hospital, which was wrong. Man, the New York Times, 3 headlines that were wrong. Why am I surprised?
Well, and the source was a Hamas source. That's who put out the story. I mean, talk about checking your sources.
No kidding.
Unbelievable.
They lie all the time.
Well, and the problem is that when they put that kind of misinformation out and you call them on it, you're the one that has the misinformation.
Yeah, right.
So and it was terrible because it was actually an accident, but it also wasn't quite as bad as initially reported.
What was a Hamas rocket that went bad?
It wasn't 500 people that died. It was much less than that, and which is good. But what a mess over there. Anyway, wow.
Yeah. Well, John, I don't know. How this thing ever ends quickly, or if you just, we're killing you, I'm going to kill you, then they're going to kill us, and you say, I'm going to wipe out Hamas. I don't know if that's even possible. Isn't ISIS regenerated now? I mean, it's where does all this end? I just, unbelievable.
It is scary, and obviously on the one hand, you've got the 1,000 years of feuding, so, that admittedly that's there, but then the weakness after the Afghan pullout, the opportunity China saw to start talking to the Saudis, and Iran again. These things all matter. And a disastrous pullout of the U.S. military, in the direction of all this is not good.
Mike Johnson, the new speaker, any idea what he'll do? Because he sure seems like a good person for this. I don't know much about him, but I like how measured he seems and how smart he appears.
I think so. And the nice thing is, he's certainly solid conservative. So no conservatives can feel like, we gave in to someone who isn't backing our principles, but he does kind of have a demeanor that you might like after a raucous, few weeks, just even-handed, et cetera. So the left hits him on issues, but, they can't really hit him on, wild displays of something that wouldn't look like a speaker, they want to cast. It looks like a solid choice, but all of us don't know that much about him. I just hadn't followed him that closely until this.
I've from Louisiana, and I don't actually know Mike, but I know a lot of people who do, and they have nothing but good things to say. So we'll see. It just seems precarious to me because somebody could call for a vote, and if 6 people wake up in a bad mood, we're back to square one.
Man, I'm telling you. Yeah. It's probably too soon to get Speaker McCarthy a T-shirt that said "She had my back." Yeah. Too soon. Nancy Pelosi purportedly said, give it to them. The Democrats have your back, and it didn't work out.
Well, if Nancy has your back, it's time to get your affairs in order. I can
tell you. All right, so we have so many issues, John Pudner, on the Tapman's Towing phone line. So many issues. I mean, they're making kind of an alert in San Diego. We should close the border to Tijuana because hearing all kinds of rumblings about Hamas and Hezbollah coming into the country. We don't have any idea who's in our country anymore, do we, John?
No, I mean, once you lose the border and, you just look at what the left has been arguing for, coming back to, they have to deal with it now. I mean, the anti-Israeli sentiment that is built up on part of the left, and obviously the Jewish vote has typically been very Democratic in this country, and so you've got that split, but then not wanting any rules on the border and just realizing, okay, Biden's down to 23% approval on the border. I mean, that was before all of this. As if the drugs, deadly drugs, et cetera, weren't enough. But you have to have a border to have a country. That's the bottom line.
I wonder if enough people make the connection between the crisis at the border and the drugs and the crime and Democrats. I somehow think there's just a missing link somewhere. And they're like, the policy of the Democrats is to open the border. We need to stop voting for them if that's what they're going to do. And to me, that's almost a big enough issue, the one issue there to maybe you vote for the libertarian if you don't like the Republican.
Yeah.
Well, and as you know, the issue is spread up here. I'm sure years ago it was more of a border state issue, but everyone in the country understands that it impacts everything, right. Labor force, drugs. So, it's an issue there in Illinois, here in Wisconsin, wherever you are. It's an issue now.
And crime. I mean, my goodness, inflation. Yes. I mean, what on this spacecraft works, John? I mean, what are you, if you're talking Biden administration, what in the world is he running on? I mean,
yes.
I have no idea. I mean, you're the campaign guru. If they're coming to John Pudner and said you're running the Biden campaign, what would you do, John? Stay in Milwaukee?
Well, he is backing Israel, which I think is the right thing to do.
Right.
And it's not lockstep with the progressives. I was telling Stevie John the other day. I said it's kind of like I feel like Luke. There's still some good in you, Dad. I can feel it.
That's right. There you go. But it would be very tricky, and I know the Democrats aren't really for Joe Biden, but they're going fist clenched to vote against Trump, I guess, is the plan now. But who's to say either will be there next summer? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the network interview with the vice president saying, "Why aren't you at 30 points?" is pretty comical for anyone who monitors inflation, crime, any of these issues. So you should be up 30.
Well, it'll be interesting if they can stay with the president because he's beatable no matter what.
Well, and it's just if you continue on the road we're on, God help us in 2028. I don't know what we'll be looking like by then because this is a mess all across the board.
Well, we have seen how strong the country really is because despite some of the most inane things, we're hanging in there. But you're right, Steve. There's a point at which we can't hold out. I mean, we got to be smarter.
Yeah, we're living off some other generation successes, I'm afraid. Haven't run out yet.
John Pudner here's hoping Marquette comes here and doesn't beat me, but we know they're very, very good. How can people find you, sir?
Sure, the easiest is takebackaction.org. It is an org, but just takebackaction we skipped the Republican, the website, because that made it too long. But love to have you sign up then, and we'll do an event down there anytime.
All right.
Thanks,
man.
John. Appreciate it. Thanks
Good
very
talking
much.
to you.
John Pudner in Milwaukee. Tapman's Towing phone line, ESPN 93.5. Your sports headlines coming up. When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of
Habitat
top
for
brands,
Humanity of
including
Champaign
Honda, just about cars. They're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Habitat for Humanity of Champaign County has been bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope since 1991. To date, Habitat of Champaign has built 118 homes, but the need for safe, decent, and affordable housing is greater than ever. When you donate your time or money to Habitat or make a purchase from the Habitat Restore, you are empowering local families and helping them achieve the strength, stability, and self-reliance they need to build a bright future for themselves. For more information about Habitat for Humanity of Champaign, please visit cuhabitat.org.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in?
Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Madison Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855. Yeah, programming note, Ed Martin, normal guest at this hour here, woke up sick, and he's back on Friday, we hope, but he was running a pretty high fever. So we'll get Ed Martin
we missed
back
talking
on.
to Eddie, and but Friday morning we'll try to.
I think it was a 180-degree difference in tone from John Pudner to Ed Martin.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Eddie gets worked up, but
He
he believes what he's saying and doing a good job for a lot of people.
Thanks for stopping in for the last week. We appreciate it very much.
Great to have you.
Yeah, we're just going to ease on down. We'll probably stop around Memphis, and then tomorrow
Drive on down.
Finish up the trip down to the Big Easy.
In your Sarah Champagne Subaru, and you like your Subaru, don't you?
Yeah, oh yeah. We're gonna...
You ever had those rendezvous ribs when you're in Memphis?
Oh yeah,
really good.
Well, we were in and out of Memphis quite a bit.
Did you had those ribs?
We have rigging company there. Yeah. I went to Graceland twice, but I never got in the house. I always went over to his planes. They had an exhibit of both.
Yeah.
But then they took that exhibit's gone.
Is it?
The planes are gone?
Yeah, I think
because you used to be able to do that for $20.
Pretty sure they're
if
gone.
you got the whole ticket, it's like 60 or 80.
Well, I never got
to
past
do the whole
planes.
thing.
Well, be safe on your drive.
All
man.
right, thank you, everybody.
Have
And
a
we
good one.
will see you soon.
Thank you. Brother Johnny, ESPN 93.5 Sports Headlines, Diane Ducey.
I'm watching some video of James Harden arriving in L.A. as the Clippers locker room welcomes him. So he's, left the 76ers, and there's a whole bunch of trades involved in all of that. But
wake me up in the semifinals.
Okay.
Because I don't. James Harden plays for everybody, and he's got a lot of Stevie Jay in him because he shoots all the time. But he scores a lot. Anyway, I don't know.
Okay.
It's just, good
that's
for him.
one
of the
good
things
job.
that's trending.
$50 million a year or whatever.
That's
not bad
right.
for basketball.
Mm-hmm. And we had the Bulls and Dallas in action tonight. Pacers and Celticsville also got at it. For our Illini, I didn't even look that up. We'll be starting the season against EIU.
Yep.
And that's right around the corner. You mentioned
Monday.
Marquette will be on
It's it's coming
15th,
soon.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're ranked 5th in the nation, so it'll be a good one and very Kansas-like feel, but it'll count. So
okay, go Illini.
Yep.
And then we've got our football team, of course, in Minnesota with a 2:30 kickoff on Saturday.
Yeah, it's only 2.5-point underdog, and we don't have Johnny Newton for the first half. And Minnesota's a big-time rushing team. We've got to hold out for Johnny to come back in that second half. From the targeting call from the Illinois-Wisconsin game.
World Series, 7 o'clock tonight on Fox, and Nathan Eovaldi will be pitching for the Rangers and Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks. Texas on top yesterday, 11-7 to lead the series 3-1.
Jordan Montgomery and Chris Stratton are hugging the Cardinals staff today because they're on the Texas Rangers about to get a ring. They were just with the Cardinals in July, and now they're on a team that's going to probably win the World Series. I'm just stunned that the Rangers have won every single away game in the playoffs. It has never been done in baseball history, and I believe it's 11 straight. On the road, victorious, 11-0. Can they go 12-0 and win a World Series tonight? It is in Arizona. Zach Gallen, former Cardinal, is on the mound for Arizona against, you said Nathan Eovaldi, who's very, very good. So, all right, get Suderman going here in a moment from Good Vibes. Check your weather with Greg.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Welcome to this new month of November, and a cold one anticipated, but some uptick in temperatures expected for the end part of the week. Into the weekend, a milder, more seasonal feel, but some rainfall anticipated. Nothing major, though. No significant amounts anticipated. Back into some chillier weather the second half of next week. And how about the first few flakes of snow that we experienced in some areas yesterday? Even a couple of snow showers and flurries noted up around the Gibson City area. None of that today. Sunny, cold, though, at 45. Lighter winds out of the west and southwest. A few clouds for tonight, down to about 29. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, becoming breezy. The high around 51, and an increasing southwest to south wind. 35 tomorrow night, partly sunny, windy for the day on Friday. Highs to about 57. Over the weekend, could be a shower or two late Saturday, more likely Saturday night into Sunday. Highs up to 62 on Saturday, 64 for Sunday, 63 on Monday. Additional shower activity. Then we'll cool off a little bit into the first half of next week. Much of next week, actually, with daytime readings into the lower 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
We're meeting a young man named Steve Suderman. He is over at Good Vibes. He was, I think this is your first week on the job, or is it 53 years in a week? I can't remember, but it's been his
memory's one of the, they say, the second thing to go.
Okay. It is Steve Suderman, Good Vibes. You get your big screens, home theaters, sound. Well, it's November, bud.
I wish I could get excited about the World Series, but first it was the battle for Texas, and now it's Texas and Arizona, and it's like, I'm sorry, I don't care.
Yeah, it's hard.
But happy All Hallows Day.
Yeah,
we had exactly 5 trick-or-treaters last night. 3 of them lived across the street. I felt bad for the kids. I mean, it was this record cold, and the wind to go with it was just, oh my gosh. On the flip side, we beat Kansas. That was pretty darn exciting.
I'm telling you.
That was not a regular exhibition game. I guarantee you Mr. Self wanted to win every bit as much as Coach Underwood, and that they weren't playing everybody on the bench.
Did Hunter Dickinson really chime in yesterday, just a quick hit, and said, we're better than Illinois?
Uh-oh.
Now, that'll cancel out all the Hunter can't beat Illinois stuff, because you know what's going to happen down the road. We'll probably have a Sweet 16 matchup with Kansas and Hunter Dickinson. And I don't know if he wants us, but I don't really want him again because it's, he's never beat I don't like that stuff. So it's like, oh boy. Anyway.
No, I don't like that stuff either. It's not good. It's not good for anything.
Well, it's like we beat Michigan 2 times and they beat us in Seattle. All that stuff. Remember that? That was bad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that Domask fella.
Yeah.
What a pleasant surprise.
No
I didn't know anything about him. I had such high hopes for Illinois football this year, and but I'll take Illini basketball any day. And so, and for one thing, Illinois sports success helps sell televisions, and I don't want to sugarcoat it. It's we're really happy when they do well. Partly because we like them, and partly because it's good for business. And the TV deals are all over the place. They've already gone all Black Friday on. I looked at they call them roadmaps of what their plans are. Of course, they're subject to change. But Sony and LG and Samsung, most of the stuff that they've got right now is going unchanged right into the first week of December when they raise prices. So this is not a time to wait around for TVs. The other stuff. Starting on the 17th, we will see a bunch of things from some Klipsch and Denon and Polk and some other guys that make the sound stuff. But Paradigm, which is our number 2 speaker company, they went 20% off starting today and going through the end of December. They just made a simple. We don't have to worry about how to promote it. It's just 20% off. Bang, boom. And even their higher end, their very prestigious Founder Series, I think it's a 15% discount starting in a few days. So there are deals that you don't need to wait for, and they're on TVs and they're on monitors and towers and subs, and that's what we do here. There'll be some soundbar deals later in the month that'll be pretty exciting, and looking forward to a fun month.
Well, it should be, and you also have people that will put it in your home, install, know how to fix things like Carl, and it's very refreshing to have service like you guys have service because they're locally owned for over 50 years.
That's right.
That's what we're talking about here. Well,
it's all true.
Yeah, all true. And back when Steve was lifting his first boxes with probably mutton chops and a Fu Manchu, there were all kinds of songs coming out of his radio.
This is a great one.
Like the Doobie Brothers.
Yep.
Oh,
it was a goatee.
The goatee. I never remember.
And it looked like a goat, too, I'll tell you. A Doobie Brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Who did Michael McDonald sing for locally?
Did Michael McDonald sing locally for somebody?
Yeah, he did. I'm not making this up.
Probably at the Red Line, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm thinking One-Eyed Jacks or something like that. Somebody knows this. I don't.
217-359-2255. All right, my friend. You the man.
All right, Stevie.
Thank you. Good vibes. Round Barn. Champaign.
Keep on shining your light.
A lot of musicians that pass through Champaign-Urbana.
Absolutely. There's a cover band for Fleetwood Mac called Rumors, and we have tickets to that. That show is on November 15th, so I've got pairs of tickets to give away here at Stevie Jay Broadcasting. FM for Fleetwood Mac could get you in the running to win that at 359-2255.
I would guarantee they're going to sound just like them.
I know.
You don't get gigs if you don't sound identical.
Absolutely.
So it's like Fleetwood Mac, but it's really not, but it's the same kind of...
Endorsed by Mick Fleetwood.
Well, that's pretty good.
They're like look-alike and sound-alike.
Look-alike?
Yeah.
Well, the Beatles band have to find
when
a guitar...
When you see Stevie Nicks, she's got these flowing,
but does
darker
she sound
outfits.
like Stevie?
I think so.
Well, when the Beatles bands, they have to find a left-handed guitar player like Paul because
that's right.
Paul was left-handed.
That's probably challenging.
We're going to be right back. News coming up. ESPN 93.5, 7:58.
Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on?
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. This is WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals. It's 8 o'clock.
They are finally fleeing Gaza. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Hundreds of foreign nationals stuck there for weeks have been allowed to leave Gaza along with some wounded civilians.
Just short time ago, we saw that fleet of ambulances going across the border from Egypt into Gaza to pick up some of those critically injured Palestinians.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Jerusalem as the fighting rages. Fox's Trey Yingst is near the Gaza border.
Soldiers are operating inside Gaza. Behind me, it is difficult street-to-street fighting that's taking place. But we do know the Israelis are using their Air Force to target other senior Hamas leadership. Just yesterday, Ibrahim Bayeri, the senior commander of the Jabalia battalion from Hamas, was killed in an Israeli airstrike, though the Israelis today are facing new questions about how many civilians were in the area and how many died as a result of that strike.
Hamas claims Israel's bombing that refugee camp a second day, and there have been hundreds of deaths and injuries. House Republicans will start considering in committee today their bill to provide military aid just to Israel, not Ukraine also, like President Biden wants.
The proposal would cut IRS funding from the Inflation Reduction Act in order to seek its passage. That would likely never get through the Democrat-controlled Senate, and Republicans also in the upper chamber, like Senator Mitch McConnell, have expressed a desire as well to pass these priorities together. They point out that the aid package the White House seeks also wants to rebuild U.S. military capabilities.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. Donald Trump Jr. will take the witness stand today. His brother Eric tomorrow at the Trump Organization's civil trial in New York. Their father just posted on Truth Social that he's being railroaded, and the judicial system's gone to hell. Again, denying his company committed fraud, as the judge already ruled. The former president then called that judge crazy, totally unhinged, and dangerous. As the hearing continues in Colorado for a third day in the lawsuit attempting to block former President Trump from the state's 2024 election ballot. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you're up next. My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight. Here, try these. Vicks VapoCool Drops. Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks vapors. Ooh, I can already feel it. I told you. So, you ready? I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Tourists are being allowed back in most of Maui again, nearly 3 months after a deadly wildfire on the Hawaiian island.
Maui County Mayor Richard Bisson opting to reopen hotels and properties in phases, with the exception of burned portions of the historic town of Lahaina, calling the schedule voluntary, explaining most folks are ready to return to work, and noting some properties reopened on their own. The Red Cross reassuring fire evacuees staying in hotels and other short-term accommodations they won't lose housing. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
At the World Series, the Rangers are just a win away from their first title.
Now Seager to right center field, way back there. And good again. Corey Seager does it again.
Powering Texas past Arizona 11-7 on Fox, giving the Rangers a 3-1 lead over the Diamondbacks. Texas can close out the series tonight. On Wall Street, stock futures are down modestly, coming off a third straight losing month for the Dow and the NASDAQ. That hasn't happened since March 2020. Fans of Friends keep placing flowers and other tributes to Matthew Perry outside the New York City building that was the exterior set for the TV show days after Perry's death at age 54. And now fans of the soap opera General Hospital are in mourning.
TV and film star Tyler Christopher, best known for his Emmy-winning role as Nicholas Cassadine on ABC's General Hospital, died Tuesday at age 50.
No more liars, no more being taken advantage of. I'm done. I'm done with that.
GH co-star Maurice Bernard first reported his friend's death, posting on Instagram that Christopher passed away following a cardiac event, adding that he was a truly talented individual, a sweet soul, and a wonderful friend who openly talked about his struggles with bipolar depression and alcohol to advocate for better mental health and substance use treatment.
That's Carmen Roberts. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, non-perishable food items being collected from November 6th to the 17th for a food drive at Hoopston's First Financial Bank. Food items can be dropped off at 323 East Main Street during normal business hours. Once the drive wraps up, the food will be given to local organizations to help feed those in need. Authorities investigating a pair of fires over the weekend in Champaign. The first Sunday inside an apartment at 1210 Providence Circle. The cause not released. The second broke out hours later at a home on Rolling Acres Drive. The cause of that fire was accidental. Nobody was hurt. Lakeland College in Mattoon celebrating Veterans Appreciation Month by honoring local vets with several events throughout the month of November 6th to the 10th. A photo display of those who served placed in the Luther Student Center. Veterans throughout the Lakeland community welcome to add photos as well as family members and friends. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. ESPN 93.5 celebrating police here is what we do every single day, and we will keep it up in just a moment. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier, extraordinarily learned. A little too old to trick or treat, but you would have if you weren't. You were out there all the time as a kid, man. You got your weather station. Had his weather station. Didn't want to get chocolate on it when he was 12. I mean, I remember all that.
We had it roped off. Only authorized personnel only.
Well, it was certainly cold last night, but I think we're getting warmer here coming up.
Yeah, we're going to return to seasonal expectations. Another way to slice it and dice it around here, even a few degrees above. And another push of some chillier air. If you want the reasoning and all that, there's a big storm that'll be winding its way through Europe on the upstream side or moving back from right to left. That puts kind of a big area of high pressure across a good part of the western and central Atlantic. And then you get another dip on that western flank of the ridge, if you will. And that allows for some cooler to colder air to infiltrate in. So this is the positioning that we have around here. We'll get another push of some chillier than average, but nothing barbarically cold weather the middle late parts of next week, while the western states get into a little more typical El Nino setup. Moisture through California, the Pacific West and Northwest, and a couple of those systems will be riding our way, but with time taking more and more of a southerly route is more of the jet stream off the Rockies, and hopefully melting snow cover on the northern plains reaps the benefits around here for us locally, as in milder temperatures as we get deeper into the month of November. A little more moisture on the back end towards Thanksgiving, but we think it'll be relatively okay, and we should be able to wrap it up on harvest out there. Cold morning, 24 Willett in Savoy, 26 Rantoul, 45. That's it for today. Sunshine, still a leftover cloud patch or two to the east and south to move on out here. Lows tonight to 29, breezy tomorrow out of the south, and 51 with sunshine, 57 on Friday into the low to mid 60s over the weekend, or maybe a rain shower in spots late Saturday or more likely Saturday night. couple of showers in through Sunday and Monday, out by Tuesday, and then by Tuesday through Thursday next week from the 60s back into the low to mid 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Thank you, Greg. We celebrate law enforcement at Stevie Jay Broadcasting. Honored to do that. Officer Max Vellante is with the Champaign Police Department. He is our law enforcement official. Max, morning. Get nice and close to that microphone like Mick Jagger. I mean, really,
morning.
Get that close, man. Yeah. We want you nice and close. This is how long you been at this?
A little over a year now.
Yeah, you're a pretty young fella. Played college football.
Yep.
You look like you fill out your uniform, fella.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess lineman or linebacker?
Linebacker.
Yeah.
Nice.
Linebacker. So you were all over for Carthage?
Yep, up in Wisconsin.
So why did you want to play college football?
Oh, played it in high school. And
you played at 8A high school, 3,600 kids in your school.
Wow.
That's like a small college in itself, and you were a star.
It was actually bigger than my college. So
Oh, my.
That was a funny shift.
You have a good voice. You ever been on the radio?
Never.
Could be a new radio gig
There you
for
go.
you. Max
I don't know.
Vellante Show. How you doing? Okay, so why police? Why law enforcement, Max? It's not the safest job, and people are like so negative. Why this?
I always thought about it growing up, talking to people that I knew who were in law enforcement and heard nothing but good things. Decided to give it a shot and been enjoying it ever since.
You seem like a nice demeanor and everything. If you put a football helmet on you, it might change, huh?
Yeah, it's a little different on the field.
When you are on patrol, I mean, you can go from 0 to 60 with emotions pretty quickly because you never know, right?
No, and that's one of the things I like about it is you hop in your squad car and go where they send you and just patrol your beat for 10 hours. So
It's a 10-hour shift?
It is 10 hours, 4 days a week, depending on what kind of overtime you're working. But
Anything happened in the last year as far as, oh my gosh, what's going on here? I mean, stuff like that yet, or are you just still?
No, I mean, I had some really good field training officers, and they do a great job of getting you ready to feel comfortable going out on your own. So I was lucky with the guys that I had.
Yeah. I rail on it every time. People are sick of it, but I cannot stand tinted windows.
Really?
Why would you? I mean, when you're walking up and you can't see a thing, I would think that'd be a little dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it when people roll them down before I get to the window.
No kidding. When somebody gets stopped, you kind of want to see their hands. You're looking for probably driver's license registration, but if you just kind of follow whatever you're going to ask, it's probably going to go pretty smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's pretty simple getting pulled over. I know it can make a lot of people anxious.
Yeah, sure.
We're looking for license, insurance, and normally that goes pretty smooth.
Yeah. Okay, but again, you never know what they're going to say. You've been through the ILEAS training, have you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Stevie actually tried to do that. And
what do you mean tried to do that?
I mean, kind of had spaghetti legs.
Whatever.
I
I did it for 10 hours. Actually, it was 20 minutes, but it felt like 10 hours.
Complained that in the simulation they were cussing at him.
How dare you cuss at me? You can hear anything out there, man.
Yeah, you just gotta be ready for it. I mean,
Well, why do you think you got chosen as Officer of the Month? I mean, that's quite an honor.
I was a little surprised myself. I mean, we had a good month as far as proactivity went. Had some good arrests, and just happy to be here now.
Yeah, it would be. I'm thinking you're pretty new at this, but I think it would get frustrating through the years when you kind of look for the same people that get released. Nothing you can do with that. You're just doing what you're supposed to do, and the judicial system's doing what they're supposed to do, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm new enough. I haven't experienced much of that yet.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we appreciate what you do because I think particularly this day and age when there's seemingly a lack of respect for law enforcement, it has to make it tougher. And with the stupid tinted window, I just don't like you walking up to a tinted window there, Max. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the overwhelming majority of people we interact with appreciate us. It's just a small few that, aren't big fans.
Yeah.
Probably never will be.
So what do you want people to know about what you do, Max Vellante?
We go out there 10 hours a day, and like you said, it can be pretty unexpected what we get into. And really all we're looking to do is handle our calls to the best of our ability. And when we see stuff on the road, we'll address that too. Especially stuff like drunk driving. And with the holidays coming up, that's a big thing, is making sure that if you have been drinking, make sure that you are in a place where you can safely operate a vehicle before you get on the road.
And smoking weed now, is that marijuana? Is that an issue? Can you drive high? I mean, you're not supposed to do that, or
Buzz driving?
Buzz driving?
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing. If you can't, you can't drive drunk, and same thing goes for weed. Can't smoke in your car. So that's a big thing that we deal with too, with the laws changing, is there's some misconceptions around what is legal and what's not when it comes to cannabis in vehicles.
When it comes to the school zones, sometimes it's good to have a refresher, and I know that that's an area where you've been patrolling.
Yep. I mean, a good rule of thumb is if it's school pickup or school drop-off time, you should be following those posted school zone speed limits. And then obviously when the bus lights are flashing and the stop arm is out.
Yep.
It's the same as a stop sign at an intersection, no different.
Yep.
And so many people on their phones.
Yeah, that's another big one. That's really nothing on your phone is important enough to risk getting into an accident on the road, and we see stuff like that a lot.
All right, Max, family, what do they think of you doing this work?
They're extremely supportive, which is great. Going into it, there's a lot of thoughts of, am I ready for this? How is this going to go? Having a supportive family around you really helps.
You married?
I'm not.
Could be on GQ magazine soon. His name is Max Vellante.
That's right.
Former football player. You still working out?
I am. Yeah.
You look like it. Anyway, nice to meet you, Max. And thank you for what you do. From the bottom of our heart, we want you to know that sometimes police officers can't really say much because you just kind of put up with it. But we appreciate it. We want people to respect law enforcement and treat you with respect and follow what you're asking. And 9,999,000 times out of 10 million, nothing's going to happen.
Right.
If you just follow along.
That's right.
Thank you so much for being on the show this morning, Max, and stay safe, and thanks for working for Champaign Police.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. It is 8:15. Max Vellante, our law enforcement official of the month. Looking to eat healthier and buy locally, Savannah Ridge Farms in Indianola, Illinois has been expanding their yak herd for nearly 2 years, offering local farm-to-table meat containing absolutely no antibiotics, hormones, or steroids. Savannah Ridge Farms is raising 100% all-natural yaks that feed on organic grass and hay in chemical-free open land. Yak meat is one of the best sources of protein and is nearly 100% fat-free. So if you want healthy, nutrient-dense, vitamin-packed red meat without the worry of how it got to your plate, visit SavannahRidgeFarms.com and check out their Facebook page. They deliver to Champaign and Vermilion counties, and farm pickup is also available. Savannah Ridge Farms, look for them at the Urbana Market at the Square in Lincoln Square, Saturdays 7 to noon. SavannahRidgeFarms.com. Again, it's SavannahRidgeFarms.com. Yeah, farmers market every Saturday. You can get that yak meat and you put some of that spice in that Ron Bailey can tell you how to.
Oh man, that was an awesome sloppy Joe that he brought to the studios here, and boy, and you can tell it's very nutritious for you.
And it's dense, and that means that you only need one sloppy Joe, not two.
That's right.
Let's go.
I had to.
And you felt like a nap.
Exactly.
Let's check sports headlines.
World Series continues tonight at 7 o'clock on Fox. And if the Rangers take it, I mean, with all the road wins, that's been an incredible. Is it a
undefeated?
record?
It's a record. Never happened in baseball history where a playoff team never loses on the road through the whole thing. And the Texas Rangers are one win away, and we don't care too much about it. It's fun to turn on for the electricity that it emanates, that comes out of the screen, because you got fans. It's a World Series. It's fun for that standpoint, but nobody cares.
That's right. But 3-1, Texas Rangers are on top after beating the Arizona Diamondbacks 11-7 last night. The Pacers and Celtics will be going at it. You also have the Bulls and Dallas Mavericks, and we had some shifts going on. I know I was reading about James Harden and P.J. Tucker going from the 76ers to the L.A. Clippers as far as another trending story in NBA action. We'll have our volleyball team in action tonight at 8 o'clock. It's the 50th season for women's volleyball. They'll be facing Northwestern. Illinois and Minnesota, 2:30 on Saturday. The game on November 11th will be 11 a.m. Easy to remember when we face Indiana in Memorial Stadium here in Champaign. NHL action has St. Louis and the Colorado Avalanche in action tonight.
Well, Busey, they are very, very, very active in the community. Their associates at Busey give over 20,000 hours, hundreds of community organizations, and at least 200 associates serve on boards in their community as well. So Busey is very active wherever they serve, and they're proud of that. They have raised money. They've done it for scholarships. That's over $250,000. They've raised over about $500,000 for Pay It Forward. If you're interested in knowing more about their corporate sustainability practices, associate training, recognition, and development, it's all in their report. You can read about it at busey.com/impact. Learn more about the unbelievable community efforts from Busey. Busey for over 150 years, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Welcome to this new month of November, and a cold one anticipated, but some uptick in temperatures expected for the end part of the week. Into the weekend, a milder, more seasonal feel, but some rainfall anticipated. Nothing major, though. No significant amounts anticipated. Back into some chillier weather the second half of next week. And how about the first few flakes of snow that we experienced in some areas yesterday? Even a couple of snow showers and flurries noted up around the Gibson City area. None of that today. Sunny, cold, though, at 45. Lighter winds out of the west and southwest. A few clouds for tonight, down to about 29. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, becoming breezy. The high around 51, and an increasing southwest to south wind. 35 tomorrow night, partly sunny, windy for the day on Friday. Highs to about 57. Over the weekend, could be a shower or two late Saturday, more likely Saturday night into Sunday. Highs up to 62 on Saturday, 64 for Sunday, 63 on Monday. Additional shower activity. Then we'll cool off a little bit into the first half of next week. Much of next week, actually, with daytime readings into the lower 50s.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Payroll processing company ADP is reporting 113,000 new jobs created by private employers in October. The number is weaker than forecast. ADP chief economist Neela Richardson says the labor market is still strong, though it has slowed and pay increases have moderated. ADP says pay was up 5.7% in October from a year ago, the smallest annual gain in 2 years. More earnings are coming in this morning. Kraft Heinz, Toyota, and Yum Brands, parent company of Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut, all reported upbeat quarters. Wayfair shares are losing ground. The online home furnishings company reported sales that fell short of expectations and a decline in customers. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Well, they say there are certain things that shouldn't be brought up at the kitchen table, but not here at the Duffys. So pull up a chair and join me, Rachel Campos Duffy.
And me, former U.S. Congressman Sean Duffy, as we share our perspective on the discussions happening at kitchen tables across America.
And we're going to share some real-life solutions as well to the everyday issues that you all talk about. And we're going to talk about some of those things that we agree on.
And some that we don't.
Download from the kitchen table, the Duffys at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
Fighting Illini football is back in Memorial Stadium for Dad's Day and Military Appreciation Day, Saturday, November 11th, as they take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Get tickets for as low as $20 as we celebrate dads for this proud Illinois tradition. All active military personnel are eligible to receive free tickets. Be in your seat early for a special military flyover. Illinois football versus Indiana, Saturday, November 11th. Get tickets and more info at fightingillini.com.
Habitat for Humanity of Champaign County has been bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope since 1991. To date, Habitat of Champaign has built 118 homes, but the need for safe, decent, and affordable housing is greater than ever. When you donate your time or money to Habitat or make a purchase from the Habitat Restore, you are empowering local families and helping them achieve the strength, stability, and self-reliance they need to build a bright future for themselves. For more information about Habitat for Humanity of Champaign, please visit cuhabitat.org.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Hi, it's Stevie J. I want to invite you to Stevie J Travel's unveiling of the 2024 travel itinerary. Are you interested? You might as well come. It's free. 10:30 in the morning, Tuesday, November 7th at the beautiful iHotel. Keith from Premier will be there, and he'll kind of identify where you're going to go next year. We got the Albuquerque Balloon Festival. We got a trip to Alaska. We got great trains in the Grand Canyon. Some wonderful, unique trips that you'll be interested in taking a look at, and maybe even joining us on an excursion and an adventure next year. 2024 is upon us. We need to start thinking about where you're going. Stevie J Travel, you can go to steviejtravel.com for more information, or just simply come on over to the iHotel and Conference Center on Tuesday, November 7th, 10:30 in the morning, and we'll be excited to share some of the trips we partner with Premier on and some other surprises. Again, it's Stevie J Travel, iHotel, November 7th, 10:30 in the morning. Stevie J Travel. Where do you want to go? Talking about maybe doing something with Houlihan's. Dovetail gets you a deal if you want to go this next Tuesday at 10:30 iHotel and walk on into Houlihan's and get some money off your stuff.
Yeah, speaking of Houlihan's, Thursday evening, 6 to 8, they have live music inside. Of course, the patio play was fun throughout the summer, but they're still continuing with various local combos and jazz and that $7 glass of house wine, some drink specials, a special menu. It's a great date night as you tiptoe out of your regular routine. Enjoy Houlihan's at First and St. Mary from 6 to 8 Thursdays.
Yeah, I can't beat that. And Long Branch, where we're having our Christmas party, Donnie tells me he might have 1 or 2 nights that's even possible. If you want to have your Christmas party, your company party, they'll hold like 54, 56 seats, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to reserve Gifford's Steakhouse, it's Long Branch, then you need to reach out.
Just have your company take over the restaurant on a night when he's not open. So that's, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? I believe?
They're open Wednesday through Saturday, 5 to 9. They had them out the door on Saturday.
Nice.
Last Saturday, it was starting at 5.
Yeah.
They were out the door.
Yeah.
So people were waiting for a reason, and somebody came down from Chicago and said, we eat at all the Chicago, and they're not this good.
Yeah, the meat is just fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but whatever he's doing, it seems to be working.
That's right.
Okay, also something cool going on called Living Flag.
Yes.
This is a real patriotic, awesome show that's being put on by Muhammad Christian Church. We'll talk about that. Also, it's a big deal coming up at the Virginia Audience of One that we're going to talk about in the next half hour as well.
We are. That's going to be on November 11th, Saturday night at 7 o'clock. And they're praying for all the city and police and first responders, educators, healthcare workers, and a lot of area churches are coming together.
Yeah.
So event coordinator Jeff Goldberg's planning on coming in our studios to tell us more.
Excellent. Be great to see Jeff.
Audience
all right, so
of One.
Yep, that'll be coming up as well. So
Speaking of the Virginia, they also have Buddy Guy that was moved because of a medical event from this month to June. So if you had tickets to that inside the next week, you should decide whether you're going to go or not. Of course, the tickets from the November show are good in June, but if you say, I'm on vacation during June, now's the time to move on that. TheVirginia.org has all the details.
Okay. All right. So it is November 1, 11-1-23. We're almost at 24.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend, we fall back on the clocks. So Saturday into Sunday, you do enjoy that wonderful extra hour of sleep. So that's the positive, but the negative is it's dark at 4:30.
It is.
Come on, man. But December 21, the days get longer.
That's right.
So, man, it's gone fast. It has really blown by another year. Unbelievable. Election year next year is going to be interesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to break one more time, come back with our final half hour of the program here on ESPN 93.5. Always welcome to text 217-359-2255. Send us a message if you'd like. Boys this afternoon will be on. Lontaine, Derek Piper, 3 to 5 with Kyle Toskitz. Always Monday through Friday from 3 to 5. They had a good talk with Luke Goody yesterday from the basketball team.
Great.
All right, back right after this.
Welcome to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Hi, I'm looking for a refrigerator.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Oh, yeah, well, I just need a refrigerator. Don't need the whole store.
But you get it, the whole store.
My kitchen is only about this big.
You get me.
Hello.
All those delivery, installation, and service technicians in back.
Wow, all those people?
The Dick Van Dyke 5-10-year protection plan, which means in the unlikely event something goes wrong in the first 5 years, your repair cost is nothing.
Nothing?
10 years parts coverage on the major components.
Looks like I'm getting more than a refrigerator today. How much does this whole store cost?
Nothing. Come on. For real. We guarantee to beat any competitor's deal, all that other stuff we talked about, like our service tax.
And your 5-10-year protection plan?
All included.
I'm Dennis Freakin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance.
Fighting Illini football is back in Memorial Stadium for Dad's Day and Military Appreciation Day, Saturday, November 11th, as they take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Get tickets for as low as $20 as we celebrate dads for this proud Illinois tradition. All active military personnel are eligible to receive free tickets. Be in your seat early for a special military flyover. Illinois football versus Indiana, Saturday, November 11th. Get tickets and more info at fightingillini.com.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control, but there are steps that you can take to plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. Anecdotally, I think people ran out of candy last night. That's what I'm hearing. Way more kids out in Champaign-Urbana last night than I think people expected.
I had two in Tolono.
Well, and you said you're in a little
I am in a dark.
All right, be right back. 8:30.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Palestinians needing hospitalization and foreigners trapped in Gaza are allowed to leave through Egypt for the first time since the Israel-Hamas war started.
Foreign passport holders have been seen entering the Rafah crossing that connects Gaza with Egypt. Although some aid trucks have entered Gaza in recent weeks, Egypt have been reluctant to let anyone pass in the other direction.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Biden says he'd veto a House Republican bill sending money to Israel, paid for, though, with cuts to the Internal Revenue Service.
The administration insists that Congress approve the $106 billion request for Israel and Ukraine as is in one fell swoop. But some Republicans prefer breaking it up. In fact, many GOP members take a dim view of assisting Ukraine at all.
Fox's Chad Pergram. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois landlord accused of stabbing a 6-year-old Muslim boy to death, pleading not guilty to all charges. Joseph Chuba entered not guilty in Will County Court. The charges stem from a knife attack earlier this month in Plainfield Township that killed Wadi al-Fayumi and left his mother hospitalized. Prosecutors say Chuba targeted the victims because of the Muslim faith. Illinois State Board of Education unveiling its Illinois Report Card. The state report card released annually to give oversight of information on schools across across the state. Reports show the highest graduation rate in 13 years by the class of 2023. There was an increase in both English and math proficiency rates. As clocks are turned back November 5th, the American Red Cross encouraging everyone to also test whether home smoke alarms working in order. Over the past week, local Red Cross volunteers assisting 11 people involved in 6 house fires spanning Huron, Springfield, Centralia, Frankfort, and Vandalia. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. All right, we check our weather. Brought to you this morning by Carl.
1 in 5 people in the United States don't know they have diabetes. And there's common complications that you can get advice on at carl.org. Find a doctor ready to help you stay healthy.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity in this first day in November. A sunny, cold one. Afternoon temperatures to about 45 degrees. A light northwest to westerly breeze will come around southwest for the afternoon. We'll bottom out tonight with a few clouds to 29. Tomorrow mostly sunny, becoming breezy. Southwest to south wind on the increase at 12 to 22 in gusty, up to about 51. 30s tomorrow night, partly sunny, windy for the day on Friday. Highs to about 57 on a gusty south wind. Milder still over the weekend with a high temperature up near 62 on Saturday. Could be an isolated shower late in the day, more likely Saturday night. Sunday into Monday, some occasional shower activity. Highs up to 64 on Sunday. Monday highs 63. We'll cool back into the lower 50s. A lingering threat for some rainfall here on Tuesday morning. Then a partly sunny, quiet weather pattern for the second half of next week. But again, temperature readings averaging out a few degrees below average with lower 50s by day, 30s at night for the second half of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices, Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
Well, a cool event coming up in Muhammad Christian Church is the Living Flag. Kathy Manacher, you're kind of the director of this, aren't you?
I am the coordinator, yes.
You are the coordinator, so you tell people where to go, where to stand, where to sing, and all that. Hey, tell me, what is Living Flag about at Muhammad Christian Church? I know it's a tradition, but tell me what it's about.
Living Flag is a faith-based patriotic musical that we do to honor our veterans and, of course, to honor God. This will be our 18th Living Flag this year.
It's a minute. It's quite a while.
18
is quite a few.
Nice.
All right, so tell me when this is and how people can come and listen and watch, Kathy.
So the programs are this weekend, actually. This Friday, November 3rd at 7 p.m., Saturday, November 4th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And then our final program will be Sunday, November 5th at 5 p.m.
Question I always like asking, Kathy. Are you ready? Are you ready?
We are ready.
Well,
we
good.
are always very excited to do this. It's a very important, special program that we are honored to be able to do for our veterans.
Love it. It's a way to celebrate veterans and God, and it's, I don't know who could possibly not want to do all that. That's fantastic that you do it. I know you spent a lot of hours doing it. Is there a website anywhere I can go to get more details of what we just mentioned here, Kathy?
You can go to the MuhammadChristian.org.
Got it. MuhammadChristian.org. Kathy Manacher, do you say break a leg in something like this? I guess you would. It's kind of a show, right? Right? So
yes.
I hope it goes wonderfully well. Thank you for what you guys do. I think it's a great idea.
How many vocalists, Kathy?
We have 29 singers this year.
That'll be awesome. Yeah. And some treats for those veterans who want to be in the lobby and just get a pat on the back from people, huh?
That is correct. We have a reception that follows each program for all attendees and participants.
Well, I hope it goes well, Kathy. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We hope you and your listeners will join us.
Thank you. Appreciate letting us know about that.
Muhammad Christian, just an online search away to find out all the details.
Time to pray for our community. An audience of one is a gathering of Christians at the Virginia Theater. That's Saturday, November 11. That's a week from Saturday at 7 p.m. Got to gather together, worship God, pray for our city, police, first responders, educators, healthcare workers, and churches. Jeff Goldberg, why are you involved in this, man?
Well, I started attending a Thursday evening prayer session up at, it's now at the Salvation Army building on North Market. And it's a grassroots prayer sessions, and they decided to have a community-wide prayer and praise meeting. And I was attending, and they found out that I was affiliated with the Virginia Theater, having produced many shows, musicals, and concerts there. And they said, we need a technical guy to help us out. And I said, well, I'm your man. I would love to do it. And so that's how I got involved. So I'm handling the logistics of actually working it out at the Virginia Theater.
Audience of one. Doesn't sound like it's very complicated.
Well, yes, audience of one. So we want our Lord Jesus to be there, and we know he will be. So he's our audience.
There you go.
And who could object praying for the city, the police, the fire? I mean, all of our, that's great.
Yeah, we have special guests lined up to come out on stage and pray for these various aspects of our community. Chief Tyler from Champaign will be there, and others. And we're praying for these specific areas of our community, education and the youth and so on. We also have music, a diverse group of musicians, and we're going to worship the Lord. And we expect to have a wonderful time together. There'll be some group prayer as well. So it's going to be a very exciting evening, and we're expectant of the Holy Spirit to be there and to honor God.
It's free on Saturday, November 11th at 7 p.m. at the Virginia Theater, and you're expecting a lot of area churches. In case you are a local minister just hearing about this, what do they do to reach out more so we can get more churches and parishioners and stuff like that involved?
Well, if they go to the Great News website, there's information about this. They can call 217-367-7777. Good old heavenly number 7 in there a lot. And there's information that they need from there. But you're right, it is a free event on Saturday the 11th, and there'll be no offering taken. So, yes, it's absolutely 100% free. We just would like to see people from the community, from various churches, to show up and enjoy the evening.
Well, there's only one thing that will fix this, and that's God. Our world is a mess, Jeff.
Yes. It really is a mess. There's a lot going on in our community and around the world. And we just need to support the people we know locally, as well as to pray for people around the world. So that's what we're going to do.
All right, it's the 11th of November, 7 p.m., audience of one at the Virginia Theater. Hope you can join us. Jeff, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure. ESPN 93.5.
Welcome to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Hi, I'm looking for a refrigerator.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Oh, yeah, well, I just need a refrigerator. Don't need the whole store.
But you get it, the whole store.
My kitchen is only about this big.
You get me.
Hello.
All those delivery, installation, and service technicians in back.
Wow, all those people?
The Dick Van Dyke 5-10-year protection plan, which means in the unlikely event something goes wrong in the first 5 years, your repair cost is nothing.
Nothing?
10 years parts coverage on the major components.
Looks like I'm getting more than a refrigerator today. How much does this whole store cost?
Nothing.
Come on.
For real. We guarantee to beat any competitor's deal, all that other stuff we talked about, like our service tax.
And your 5-10-year protection plan?
All included.
I'm Dennis Freakin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. And when we say you get the whole store, we mean the whole store. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Reach your savings goals. Busey Bank's CD specials can help. Watch your money grow with competitive rates and offers. Visit Busey.com/CD rates. Visit your local service center or call 1-800-67-BUSey today. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Amazing selection, price, and style on hardwoods, laminates, carpet, and tile. Low prices on high fashion. Step up the flooring that gets a wow reaction. See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Flooring Surface is your first stop.
Flooring Surfaces now offers beautiful window fashions. Our interior design team will custom fit shade, shutters, and blinds to any size opening. Visit the showroom to see the latest fashions from Graber and Hunter Douglas, or request an in-home consultation. Whether it's floors or windows, Flooring Surfaces has you covered.
Stevie Jay
See us
here.
today
With
at
Nate
401
Evans of
Mercury
eXp
Drive
Realty,
in
you'll
Champaign.
See the showroom top designer shop. Flooring Surface is your first stop. Flooring Surface is your first stop.
All right, sports headlines, Diane Ducey.
It's almost tempting to get two Illini football players, Jeff and Johnny. Come up to the mic over there. Okay.
It's okay. All right. We got two guys that played for Bob Blackman and Gary Moeller. Jeff Goldberg, who's just on Brother Johnny's leaving town. And you both played for Gary Moeller and Bob Blackman. That's probably rare.
Oh, that's rare. That's rare, Jeff.
Yeah, there aren't too many of us still around.
And you, Jeff was a cornerback, and you were a wide receiver. So did you go off play against each other in practice?
Yeah, he had some trouble staying with me. But
and I knocked him over a few times.
I did.
So,
That was
fun.
right. You got to watch Goldberg.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Did you play in
We had the original law firm. We had Goldberg and Left for the defensive backs.
There you go.
That's right.
I love it.
That's a long time ago. I don't
Well-
know how many fans remember any.
Well,
anything
it was back when you played JV ball. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was freshman, sophomore year, played JV.
We
and
played
then
against Rudy, I'm sure, because we played Notre Dame every year.
Rudy.
Probably did.
The
movie.
That's right.
Rudy still, yeah.
That's right.
So,
Okay, well, Illinois football in action at
Gonna
Minnesota.
still maybe go to a bowl game. I'm not giving up.
2:30.
Not giving up.
I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty optimistic about this game.
Man,
set.
that's
I
awesome.
am too.
All
I'm
right.
ready to roll.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Boys, thank you.
All right,
thank
go
you, Stevie.
Illini.
Thank you, Brother Johnny and Jeff Goldberg, were teammates back in the 70s on the University of Illinois football team. How
Our
about
volleyball
that?
team in action tonight against Northwestern, and the World Series could wrap tonight. Who knows? Texas beat Arizona 11-7. They've 10-0 on the road, Stevie. It's wild how the Rangers has really taken hold on this World Series and lead 3-1. So it could happen tonight at Arizona. And we've also got the action with the Raiders firing their head coach Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, mid-season.
And the GM Dave Ziegler.
It's just they're not very good.
Right.
It's just not very good. But boy, I mean, anymore, if you're a coach, save your money because it could happen anytime. Josh was there for a year and a half. He got hired before last season. The Raiders aren't good, and the really major deal is they don't target Devontae Adams, who was Aaron Rodgers' best wide receiver. They don't throw him the ball or get him the ball, and he's the best player by a lot in Las Vegas. I don't know. Anyway, I have to be an assistant. But I don't know how the assistant is much different when the coach and the coach had hired the assistant. I never get that.
Matt Eberflus supposedly firing running backs coach David Walker, and that on social media inside the last hour, saying saying sources say so. And then that Montez Sweat for the second round pick. He's 27 years old, going from the Commanders to the Bears. NHL action has St. Louis and Colorado's Avalanche in action tonight. Bulls and Dallas, and Pacers and Celtics. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Yeah, Dave says we had 29 trick-or-treaters last night. Normally we get 50 to 100. Mm-hmm. Down due to cold. They gave away candy, Oreo cookies. Wow.
Okay.
Cracker Jack. How do you not like that?
I love that.
Kids really like the Oreos and Cracker Jack. I just went and bought the huge bag at Costco, and we had a lot. But our neighborhood, we get people coming in, dropping kids off.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of people coming at 8 and 10 at a time.
I see.
So it's, and we had, I guess the oldest person I had a mustache. I don't care. And the youngest had to be held.
Right.
And they had a little pumpkin bucket and all that. And then a couple of kids said, I want 2. And I said, what do you say? And instead of saying please, they said thank you, so I counted it.
Okay, gotcha.
So I just went ahead and did
All
that.
right.
Yeah, and it was, one guy said, my phone's not working, can you call my ride? And I did that for him.
Oh, wow.
Never know what you get in a couple of hours of trick-or-treating.
Okay, wow.
Our weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Lots of great fall programs. You can tap into it at urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Welcome to this new month of November, and a cold one anticipated, but some uptick in temperatures expected for the end part of the week. Into the weekend, a milder, more seasonal feel, but some rainfall anticipated. Nothing major, though. No significant amounts anticipated. Back into some chillier weather the second half of next week. And how about the first few flakes of snow that we experienced in some areas yesterday? Even a couple of snow showers and flurries noted up around the Gibson City area. None of that today. Sunny, cold, though, at 45. Lighter winds out of the west and southwest. A few clouds for tonight, down to about 29. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, becoming breezy. The high around 51, and an increasing southwest to south wind. 35 tomorrow night, partly sunny, windy for the day on Friday. Highs to about 57. Over the weekend, could be a shower or two late Saturday, more likely Saturday night into Sunday. Highs up to 62 on Saturday, 64 for Sunday, 63 on Monday. Additional shower activity. Then we'll cool off a little bit into the first half of next week. Much of next week, actually, with daytime readings into the lower 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
With the leaves and temperatures beginning to fall, it's time to make sure those furnaces are in great running order. Get that furnace tuned up so it doesn't let you down on the cold nights. Dogtown is the People's Choice #1 HVAC company again in 2023. Ask about the current 0% financing offer on all Lennox high comfort systems and single component units for qualifying applicants. The number's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Okay, so one of these years, I've thought about this for a long, long time, and I've never done it, but I would like to get full-size candy bars one of these years for trick-or-treating. Because one thing, don't the kids always remember that? Don't they? Isn't there buzz? That house gave out candy bars. Of course, you'll get slammed because the word gets out on the street. It's so much fun. If you remember trick-or-treating, all of the strategy of what neighborhoods you hit and who has the stuff. It's amazing you remember who has more stuff than the other guy. And I was pretty much more the chewy, taffy licorice than I was chocolate. I didn't have much chocolate last night.
Or the combination of both with the Charleston Chew.
Well, there's that. I didn't go to the chocolate route. So
Okay.
there was a bag of this and there's a bag of that, and I went with a bag of this.
Uh-huh.
So it was just having enough, and I was starting to think I'm going to have to shut it off. When I was still lit with the lights, my entire neighborhood was down. Everybody was shut off because I think they ran out of candy.
I see.
But I don't know. But in the first half hour, we had 50 to 75 people, and these again, they come in mass groups, and it's just so fun. It's 9 out of 10 of them weren't dressed right, so that's just the old guy.
I know.
I wasn't yelling, "Get off my lawn!" I was yelling, "Get some clothes on."
Yeah, but
his eyes, you're, and a dad had shorts on. And I'm going, "What are you doing?"
Wow.
And he said, "It's part of the costume." And he had red legs. It was, the wind chill was like 25.
I know.
It was a little too cold.
So I had just a couple of teenagers, and again, we live in an older neighborhood with lots of old trees, and it's really
tucked back
kind
in
of
there.
creepy, and older people who might not have had their light on. So, but anyway, it was fun in Philo here to have the Hugs and Bugs crew come by on Halloween morning, and one of them had a box that was designed like a John Deere tractor and little yellow corn that was in like cotton balls that were dyed. It was so adorable. Did you see any really standout costumes?
So a couple were pretty creative. Some guy looked like a piece of algae. I don't know what exactly that was, but it was very creative.
Okay.
Got the face paint on and everything else, but for the most part, pretty basic. A lot of. I did notice an awful lot of black. A lot of like the
Just maybe Batman or something?
No, it was more like death.
Okay.
It was not that upbeat.
Let's just wear
Batman would be more upbeat than
black outfit with some
it's like
blood
it's
on
like
my
the
mouth or
Merchant of Death or so. I saw a lot of black.
Okay.
I saw a little bit of white, some ghosts and stuff, but the kids were really happy and excited, and some had a haul. Some were making my house their first stop, so I tried to give them a couple.
Right.
Anyway, it was trick-or-treating has always been kind of fun. And if the weather's 60, it's going to even be more people. If it's 25 with a wind chill, it was cold. Anyway, that's it. We're into November. Here we are. There was some story I did not comment on yet, but they have pictures in New York City of some of the hostages that Hamas is holding. And inexplicably, people are going around ripping the pictures down. I don't quite get that. I think in New York they're trying to make sure they, clean up all these signs. It's not talking about, a free buffet. We're talking about pictures of people being held by Hamas, the terrorists. And one woman was, even talking to the guy on tape. He was a sophomore at Hunter College out there. And he said, "Why are you doing that?" I said, "Because it's more complicated than this. It's two sides. It's both. The occupation." He said, "Well, they're not occupying Gaza." "Well, I don't know what happened." It's just ripping pictures down.
Then why are you taking down the poster?
No, it's just there's so much going on. If you can't condemn the massacre on October 7 in southern Israel, then we're just not going to ever agree, because that was a massacre of human life. Oh, they do it too. Well, I haven't heard of Israel beheading people. It's just shocking. The people aren't supporting Palestine; they're supporting Hamas. If you say, "I support the Palestine," it's been going on about 1,000 years. What about Hamas? You can't support that. There's no supporting massacre of human life, particularly women and children. And they're not military people. They were at a festival for music. So that's just, and again, if you're saying, "Well, I really support," okay, support Palestine. But you don't support the massacre of people. You can't. And if you do, then we're just off the page. We're not going to be able to have a discussion, because no human should ever want massacre on either side of anything. Anyway, it's mind-boggling. You have 8 people in Congress that wouldn't vote to condemn the massacre. The squad, now up to 8 people. Okay, I feel better.
Yeah, a little morning therapy as we begin November together.
It is, and the danger for the Jewish people right now, because you're going off the handle. I mean, they had a post at one of the colleges out east that said, if you see a Jew slit their throat, there are people that aren't mentally stable that might do that. What are we doing here? It's just shocking.
Got to keep praying, Stevie.
That's it. God is our only chance.
Divine intervention.
Okay. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow, God willing. What is tomorrow? Thursday. John Decker. It is Great Television's White House correspondent. Always entertaining to talk to a man in the White House every day. Stand by. That'll be tomorrow. Thank you for listening. I'm Stevie Jay. Have a great Wednesday. Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. As much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
If you need a new business sign or signage for your golf outing, we can do it and help you get noticed. Hi, this is Kirk Lehman, owner of Aftershock Decals and Design, and we can produce any kind of signage you want with our graphic design team. You want a custom design? We are here for you, and we are easy to work with, I promise. So visit us at AftershockDD.com to get a quote and get noticed. That's AftershockDD.com. Get noticed.
Stevie Jay here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
Illini fans, taste what's special about Jet's Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5
Get the roof your
off.
home deserves
That's right,
by Roof
$5
Doctors.
off on
Your
all
residential
specialty
roofing
pizzas
specialist
like
has
the
always
barbecue
offered the
chicken
best
pizza,
warranties in
chicken
the
grilled
industry,
to perfection,
like our non-prorated
creamy mozzarella,
50-year
bacon,
warranty.
red onion, and
Our
barbecue
customers
sauce,
love that
all
we are
piled on
family-owned
Jet's
and locally
amazing
operated.
crust, made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jet's specialty pizza for $5 off.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Fighting Illini football is back in Memorial Stadium for Dad's Day and Military Appreciation Day, Saturday, November 11th, as they take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Get tickets for as low as $20 as we celebrate dads for this proud Illinois tradition. All active military personnel are eligible to receive free tickets. Be in your seat early for a special military flyover. Illinois football versus Indiana, Saturday, November 11th. Get tickets and more info at fightingillini.com.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do.
You're listening to WHKK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.